So how do you start a new life abroad while sustaining yourself financially? 3 easy steps, 3 simple steps anybody can follow. And this video comes off the back of making my previous video about how leaving the UK completely changed my life. If you guys are wondering, I'm currently by the beach where I recorded my last video here in Cyprus. And it's inspired me to come here again and to talk to you guys about how you can actually do what I've done and how you can actually change your life. And it's not as hard as you may think. A lot of people have literally reached out to me and said, I want to leave the UK, I want to leave my hometown, but I don't know how to make money. I don't know what steps to take. I don't know how to get in the position that I want to be in. I don't know how to get to where you are right now, Cam. Maybe you're in the UK, or maybe you're somewhere that isn't the UK, but this video title has caught your kind of attention. And so it should as well, because we're going to be diving deeper into how you can earn an income, how you can prepare in the best way possible, and it's all broken down into 3 easy steps. Like I said, a lot of people have reached out to me, and I feel like now I can fully explain to you guys how I done it and what my advice would be to you, because it's not as simple as it may seem. It's very easy, the steps are easy, but you need to actually think about what I'm talking about. You might need to take a note, get a pen, get some paper, and you might actually need to write down some of the things that I'm saying so they stick in your brain. If I was in your position right now and I was watching this video as you are, I would get a pen, get some paper, and just jot down the points that I'm saying, because it could actually change your life, and it's things which have changed my life, all right? So if you are new around here, just a little brief introduction. My name is Cameron. I used to be a firefighter. I'm currently living in Cyprus, but over the last year, I've been traveling and living abroad, okay? Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, like Bali. I was in Bali earlier this year. Obviously short city breaks to like Barcelona, Marbella and Spain and all these types of places, okay? And something which has helped me a lot, and something which I've learned over the last year, is how important it is to take risk and how important it is to kind of create a better life for yourself, because you will see a lot of people nowadays and they're just stuck in this one-dimensional kind of route. They're going to work every day. This might sound like you. This might sound like your life currently. You probably wake up every day, set your alarm in the morning or the night before, wake up to your alarm. You go to work every day. You do the same things, you get home and you're just wondering, is this it? Is this life? Is there more to it? But I'm here to tell you that is not life. That does not have to be your reality, guys. Don't let this consume you. And if you're watching this channel, you're watching this video, hopefully I can persuade you and kind of encourage you to take the leap, okay? But without further ado, let's get into step number 1. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is recognition, okay? The word recognition. And this is actually quite deep, and we're going to explain more about what I mean by this. Now, when I say recognition, I mean recognize the situation that you're in. Think about where you are currently. So many people, and I was guilty of this in the past, is like you don't actually take time to see your own situation, because you'll watch videos of mine, you'll watch videos of somebody else who's doing what you want to do, and their situation is different to yours. The way they grew up is different to yours. Their financial situation is different. Their relationships are different. Are you married? Maybe the person that you're watching, like me for example, I'm not married, so we have different situations. Yes, we want the same goal, but you need to recognize your own situation and recognize how your situation is going to alter with what path you take, okay? Because your circumstances are going to be a lot different. Like I say, have you got kids? Have you got responsibilities? What are your outgoings? A lot of people don't even think about their monthly outgoings, okay? So actually sit down and think to yourself, what is my situation? Write it down on a piece of paper. What are my monthly outgoings? First thing, can I cut back on any of these to save money in preparing for my move abroad? What can I do? What are my situations with my family, with my wife? Do I even want to be with my wife? Do I even kind of want to be in a situation that I'm in right now? Or am I just doing it to please other people? You have to be harsh, you have to be honest with yourself, but it's very important, because without that, you're not going to get anywhere. This is like the step 1, this is the basics. Now, I know a lot of people's main concern is money, okay? This was exactly the same for me. Obviously, when you're thinking of leaving your job, when you're thinking of moving abroad and starting a new life, the first thing and the first worry you probably have is, how can I sustain myself? How can I have money? What is my current financial situation? When I left home for the first time at 23 years old, or maybe even younger than that actually, I only had a few thousand in my bank. I only had a few thousand, and that was like my total net worth. That was across like things that I've sold and all that kind of stuff, okay? So my financial situation was not the best. I did not come from a rich family. I did not have rich parents. I did not have inheritance. I did not have a trust fund or anything like this, okay? I was just a normal guy with a normal working family, you know? My mum was a single mother. She raised me and my brother on her own for like 23 years until obviously I left home, and we didn't have much money, okay? Just a normal job. She was a teaching assistant, so very, very basic job. And this is very important that I'm explaining this to you, because I don't want you to be watching this video and think that, this guy's just talking, but he's probably got X amount of savings, or his auntie gave him this money, or things like that, okay? Because it was literally not like that. From a council estate, if you're from the UK, you'll know what a council estate is, but it's basically just somewhere where the government will put you if you don't like privately rent or privately own your own home. And these estates are not normally the best to live in. They're not the best environments. Crime, dirt, all that kind of stuff, okay? Drugs, not the best places to live. But like I said, I made it work and I actually got out of that situation. But back to the point, recognition, understand the position that you're in, please. Actually, like, I want you to literally take time. Like, even if you have to pause this video, just stop, get a pen, get some paper and write down, what are my monthly outgoings? What are my ties? And then think about it to yourself. Like, start thinking about moving abroad and think, if it all goes to worse, if I've got £2,000 in the bank or $2,000 and I have to come back to my hometown, or I have to come back to home, wherever it is that you are leaving, what can you do? Can you go and stay at your parents' house? Can you go and stay at your wife's house, or whatever, your friends, on your friend's sofa, like your friend's couch? Like, think about the worst case scenario, but ultimately recognize the position that you're in. And that's going to be step one, guys. So actually write this down, because it's very important and it's going to help you with steps 2 and 3. All right. So step number 2, then we're going to talk about preparation. Now, this is the most, in my opinion, the most important step, because we're going to talk about money and we're going to talk about how you can actually earn an income from anywhere in the world. Something that a lot of people have asked me about, and something which I guess is very important to a lot of people, because we all know without money, you can't really do much in life, okay? People say money doesn't make you happy, but money allows you to have the freedom to then do the things that make you happy. A very important line that I've always stuck by, okay? Money isn't the be all and end all, but money gives you the luxury and the freedom to do things which are gonna increase your happiness and increase the position that you're in your life. So one of the first things I want you guys to do when it comes to preparation is actually think about a high value skill. Think about a skill that's in demand, but most importantly, think about a skill you can do anywhere in the world. Most people's problems is they get too fixated on things, how they're going to earn money, how they're going to do this, how they're going to do that, when realistically, just open your horizon and think, what skills are in demand? Where is the future going? Right now, it's AI. AI is huge, as so many people are leaving their jobs to focus on building things with AI. So think about that. It's an amazing industry to get into now if you don't have a clue what you're doing. For my example, and for me, I actually started doing photography and videography. The first thing I ever done was actually pick up a camera. I'm gonna turn around here because I've walked a bit too far. The first thing I'd done was pick up a camera. I invested like £400 or £500 whilst working in my job. And it's important to mention that you must still be working in your job at this time, and don't feel like you're a failure because you are still working a job and you're investing into other skills. You have to do this. This is all part of preparation. You can't just wake up one day and decide to leave the country, especially if you want to kind of do it properly, and especially if you want it to be long lasting and sustainable. You have to prepare for this, okay? I first wanted to leave the country 2 years or so before I actually left, and it takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. So don't get it in your head that all this stuff's going to happen overnight and you're going to leave tomorrow and everything's going to be fine. But it doesn't work like that, guys. So literally think about a high value skill, okay? I want you to once again stop this video and actually go a bit deeper into what it is that you may be interested in. Are you interested in photography? Are you interested in video editing, okay? Like I say, it could be a physical high value skill, or it could be a digital high value skill, which is like video editing or these kind of things. And the reason why I got into photography and the reason why I kind of invested into camera equipment and all this kind of stuff is I seen how fast social media was changing. I seen how important social media was going to be for businesses. If your business right now in 2025 is not on social media, you're doing something wrong and you're actually missing out on so many customers and so much business. So I started thinking to myself, okay, I don't have like a big business. I don't have all these amazing things, but what I do have and what I can learn is how to provide value for these businesses. And lo and behold, when I first quit my job and first moved abroad to Cyprus, one of the first jobs I got was photography. And that's how I first started earning money, because I had a skill, and it was a skill which I knew was going to be high value anywhere in the world, okay? So think about a skill which you can use anywhere in the world. Don't limit yourself to just one place. Don't limit yourself to just one country. So many places out there now have got so much opportunity for people like yourself who want to learn new skills, who want to start a new life, who want to actually step outside their comfort zone and take a big risk. Because a lot of people now won't do it, and this is like, we're going to talk about this later on in the video as to why so many people don't succeed. But if you're following these steps and you're actually thinking about it properly and you're saying to yourself, you know what, Cam's actually telling me the truth here. Like, I can believe what he says because he's actually done it himself. I'm not going to sell you no bullshit, no fancy shit. I'm just going to tell you exactly how it is. Now, another part of your preparation, which you're going to need to do, is actually research the country or countries that you're interested in moving to. It might be Cyprus like me. It might be Spain. It might be, I don't know, Greece or Turkey or Germany, you know. Think about the country where you could see yourself living, or countries, and actually research their tax laws, actually research how you can move there as a foreigner, or if you're an EU citizen, what can you do? What papers do you need? What's the weather like? What are the opportunities there? Hence why so many people are moving to Dubai, because they know there's opportunity, because they know that there's business work out there. Sorry guys, the flies here are really annoying me, but yeah, just think about like where it is that you want to go, you know, like so many people will think about moving abroad, but not actually look deeper into where it is that they actually want to go and what's the weather like, what are the people like in their industry that they want to do. If you're in AI, where in the world is most popular for AI? Where are you going to learn the most? Where are you going to be around the right people? Because it can literally be as simple as being in a queue at a supermarket. And this is what I suggest, and this is something that I've started doing actually myself now, is when you're in a queue, when you're just waiting and there's people around you, spark a conversation. Ask somebody what they do for a living. Ask somebody how long they've lived there. You know, literally you're one conversation away from changing your life. And it's as simple as that. You're one conversation from meeting your next business partner or your next kind of friend who's going to put you onto someone else, who's going to connect you in a different niche or a different thing. You might end up moving abroad and doing something completely different because of the conversations you've had with other people around you. So think about it, guys. And the beauty of it is, and the best thing about moving abroad is, you can literally reinvent yourself. You can introduce yourself as a new person, because you're moving to a place where nobody knows who you are. Nobody's thinking like of you 10 years ago, or you as that plumber. Like when someone's first meeting you, if I was to meet you now for the first time, you could tell me you're a firefighter in I don't know, in Germany, and I would believe you because I've never met you. Do you know what I mean? So obviously don't lie about what you've done, but you can reintroduce yourself as a new person, as someone who is not the old version of you, okay? Which in your hometown, in your home country, it's a bit harder to do, because I spoke about this on my recent video. You get to a point in your home country where people are just doing the things, like people are just looking at you as the person you was before, okay? And then when you start changing and when you start becoming a new version of yourself, they don't like that and they don't see that difference in you. So it's very hard to do this kind of things in your hometown. So before we get into step 3, I just want to end on step 2 by saying nobody is actually going to do this for you. Nobody is going to come to your house and pick you up and put you on a plane and move you abroad and look online for the work that you can do and look at what visa options there are and look at what skills you can learn and learn the skills for you and embed it in your head. Nobody's going to do any of this for you. If you want it bad enough, and if it's something that you want to do, if you want the beach like this to be 10 minutes away from where you live, you need to put in the work now. You need to actually take action. Like, that's the main important part of preparation, is take action in anything that you're doing, the research that you're doing, the people that you're going out to network with, like where you do actually want to live. Like, take some time out of your day. Everybody's got time in their day. After work, the last hour before you go to bed, wake up an hour earlier and do it in the morning before work, okay? I don't want to hear any excuses, because if it's something you actually want to do and it's something which you know deep down will change your life, you will find the time to do it, okay? You find the time to watch Netflix. You'll find the time to binge eat Chinese. You'll find the time to do all these crazy things. Maybe it's football on a weekend. You'll find the time to do all these things, but take time and actually think about what it is that you actually want to do with your life, because nobody talks about this enough. Now, step 3 is what I'm actually going to put down as an uncomfortable amount of hard work. And the word uncomfortable is so important because it carries a lot of weight. A lot of people will have this idea of moving abroad and living abroad and starting a new life and creating a better future for themselves and their families, but they're not willing to put in the hard work. They're not willing to do the things that are going to separate them from the people around them and the people that they grew up with. Because when you go to these countries and people are making moves and people have left the UK and people have started a new life for themselves, like I'm one of them, for example, I can sit here and tell you how hard I've had to work and how much risk I've taken. Yes, you don't need to take massive risks. There's ways you can migrate your risk, but hard work, you need to put in the hard work, man. Even when it's the point of like networking and just going out there and being uncomfortable and starting new conversations, starting a new club. Maybe you want to go to a run club and you're just on the edge because you're thinking, oh, I don't know the people there. It's these kind of things that will change your direction of your relationships and the direction of your life, okay? the thing that a lot of people do is they'll move abroad, and I see this all the time because I meet a lot of people that move abroad. A thing that, a lot of them will do is you'll go abroad, or they'll go abroad for, they'll say they're leaving the UK, and then they'll come back after 3 months because they've run out of money, because they haven't put in the hard work, because they thought it would be easy. Okay, now it's not easy. I know I've said easy steps because the steps are very simple to follow, but the hard work is what you've actually got to put in, okay? So literally write, if you've got a pen and paper now, write on there, step 3, hard work, like literally hard work in capital letters, because it's so important, and it's literally what's gonna separate you from going abroad for a month or 2, or 3 or 4 months, to going abroad for 1 year plus and starting businesses and earning a lot of money and living a very kind of fulfilled life. That hard work in the middle is what's going to separate you from either side of that line. I want you to say yes to every opportunity. I want you to literally look at somebody in the face and say, let's do this, let's start this business, let's talk about this, let's have a meeting, let's schedule a call. Yes, yes, yes. You have to say yes to everything at the start. As you get more progressive in your field and what it is that you do for work, you can start saying no to things. You can start picking and choosing what you do. But at the very start, like for me, for example, when I first started photography and videography, you think I wanted to work in a nightclub till 3 in the morning? On like a Saturday night, you think I really wanted to do that? Maybe at the start it was fun, but then it got boring, very boring. But I still had to do that. I still had to say yes. Even the jobs that you don't actually want to do, at the start, you have to say yes. You have to do the things which aren't going to be the most fulfilling at the time, because it's these things which will build kind of discipline in you, and it will also enable you when you get to the position where you can say no to these things. You'll look back and be like, yeah, I don't miss doing all them crappy jobs. I don't miss doing all this. It's like when a builder starts doing like work on a construction site. Like a builder would probably start normally as a labourer, okay? For you guys that don't know what a labourer is, it's kind of someone who's basically someone's bitch. Like on a building site, you have like the builder and then his labourer. So his labourer will be going around picking up all the cement, mixing it all, lifting all the heavy things, and the builder would just kind of lay the bricks on the wall. Same kind of thing, okay? You have to eat shit for the first part. Pardon my language, but it's the best way I can talk about it. You've got to eat shit. You've got to look at yourself and be like, yeah, it's rough now, but it's gonna get better, okay? Because before you know it, you might get views like this. And I keep showing you guys the view because I want you to see that it is possible. I want you to see that you can do it. I want you to actually be proud of the person that you're becoming and the person that you're trying to become, because this life is not far away. This life is not as far away as what a lot of people may think, okay? I know it may seem like a while away. I know it may seem like it's forever away. But if you don't start now, you're just delaying the process. If you don't start now, you're just making it go further and further along. You're going to get older and older and older. Time isn't slowing down. Time is not stopping. So think about it properly. And that's how I really want to end this video, guys. I just want to give you some encouragement and just let you know that it is possible. Like, all jokes aside, seriousness now, me to you, whoever it is that is watching this video right now, it is possible. You can do it. Nobody is telling you that you can't. Don't let the demons in your head, don't let other people's opinions around you, your family, your work colleagues who have probably never lived abroad any time in their life, give their opinion on what it is that you want to do in your life, okay? A lot of people now are kind of hoping and wishing, but you need to be the one that's taking action. You need to be the one that turns around and says, you know what? I'm actually going to try and do this. I'm actually going to make a good effort. I'm not going to go out on Saturday night. I'm going to sit in and research the country that I want to move to, that I want to start a new life, because it's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing. So many people don't actually realize when you come to a new country and start a new life, you've done such a big thing in your life. Like, people won't even leave their hometown. People won't even leave the city that they was born in. But you're thinking of moving abroad to a whole different country, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours away on a plane. It's honestly insane. And when you actually think about it, it's a big move and it's something that you should be really proud of. So think about it like that. Be excited for it. Don't see it as a challenge. Be excited to do these kind of things. Be excited to think, you know what, I'm going to make a better life for myself, for my family, and for my future children as well. Or if you have got children right now, for your current children. So don't worry about it if it seems like it's far away. Don't worry about it if it seems scary. It's meant to feel like that. It's not meant to be easy. If it was easy, this beach right now would be full. Everyone would be here. No one would be in the UK thinking, oh yeah, I'm just sitting on the sofa watching TV, wishing and praying that I kind of have a better life around by palm trees and things like this. Everyone would be on this beach and it would be rammed. That's why I'm very kind of grateful and very lucky to be here, because no like nobody else is really here. It's very, very quiet. I can see 3 people. I'm looking around because I can see 3 people. Like a lot of people dream of doing this, but not everybody will actually get here because people don't want to put in the hard work, people don't want to prepare properly, and people don't want to recognize the current situation they're in to improve it and improve their life. So guys, that's about it, man. If you've enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments. Please reach out to me if you've got any more questions. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've took value from it. And most importantly, hopefully it's made you think a bit differently. Whether you've started writing notes, whether you've actually taken time out of your day to maybe rewatch this or go back to points that I'm mentioning, because there's 3 very important steps, okay? You need to recognize the current situation that you're in. You need to prepare the best way that you can, and then you need to work your ass off, like work as hard as you fucking can. Sorry about my language, but it's very important that I get that point across. Without all of this, without hard work, none of it happens, okay? Every step is important. Every step is gonna put you in better stead for the next step, okay? So once you're working hard, things are just gonna naturally happen. Like I say, you could end up doing something completely different. You could end up living a life which you never thought that you'd live. Maybe a much better life than you even envisioned for yourself. Imagine that, you get to a point where you're living a better life than you actually ever imagined. So it's crazy what can happen. Get yourself out there, do things that scare you, and if you've got any other questions, let me know in the comments. All right, see you guys on the next video. Peace.